Hello guys, Balgor with you here. This is the BattleNet General Forums Open Tournament that took place a few weeks ago. I know it's a little bit of a late cast, but I really did want to get these finals out. So this is the final series between myself and Protoss Dewtrocity, now part of the Bacon clan. So here we are on the map Cloud Kingdom, and this was a non-ladder map at the time. This was right before Season 6, I do believe. So I've never really played on this map much or practiced on it much. So here I am just complaining about that a little bit. But anyway, we have Dewtrocity opening here. Standard opening. He's going to be going off of a one base, initially at least. His pylon's at the top of his ramp. Nice placement here. Got full coverage across the ramp, so he can place buildings all along here, anywhere he wants, prevent Ling run-bys. He can hardwall if he needs to, things like that. Not choosing to scout at 9, which is unusual for Protoss. I guess he just wants to get that little bit extra econ. No need to scout that super early unless you're really worried about cheese. Here he's throwing down his gateway. Now he's choosing to send his worker scout. As well, I'm sending a drone scout. I always do this, even on the ladder, and especially in tournament plays. I don't want to be caught pants down with cheese or anything like that, and I want to know what my opponent's doing before I decide what I'm going to do. So anyway, I have a very strong build against Forged Fast Expands. So I was really hoping that Dewtrocity was going to be Forged Fast Expanding on this map, but he is not. He's going to be doing one base play. So here I scouted out and see what's going on. I'm going to keep the production tab open. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Here he's throwing down his second pylon, and he's got his gas up as well. So I'm just keeping my worker alive over here. Oh, I apologize, a little bit of lag there. Here's Dew scouting me out now. I'm not sure if he's seen my pool yet. He has not, so he's just seeing my pool now, seeing the timing on that. This is a standard 14 pool I'm doing. So nothing unusual, nothing crazy fast or early that he needs to worry about. Now I'm going here to place my fast expansion. Against one base Protoss, I like to fast expand because Zerg can typically fast expand and still defend 4 gates with Lings and maybe some spine crawlers or roaches if they need to. But even just speedlings is usually enough. So here I'm taking the expansion and I'm making sure to follow his scout around. One mistake you don't want to get caught with as a Zerg player is stop following this scout, and then he can throw down pylons back here and start cannoning you up. He could have a hidden forge somewhere, something like that. I know that I see his base and that he doesn't have a forge, but I haven't checked it too recently. So it's always a good thing just to follow the scout around, make sure there's nothing fancy going to be going on here. I'm opting to get the early gas because I like to have an early Zergling speed out in case I need that speed for defending. It's also great for harassment. So here Dew is utilizing all of his chrono boosts on his own workers. He's saying he wasted his chrono here because he's supply blocked. Interesting that he's not chronoing out the warp gate. Usually that's something Protoss players like to do, get that out as soon as possible. This pylon placement out front here signifies now that he's going to be going for an early expansion, but I don't know if I've scouted this. Yes, I have. So it could be a 1-gate expand, which is pretty greedy, or it could be a typical 3-gate expand. I'm noticing the 2 gas here. That's pretty standard at this point. Just scouting around with my drone still. He doesn't have a stalker quite yet, opting to get sentries, so the movement speed is the same as the worker, whereas stalkers are able to chase down that worker. And Dew showing some good micro there, and I'm coming here to harass with some Lings, but he has OP force field. So that's completely negated, 0 damage done, and a few Lings lost for nothing. So here's his Nexus. He is actually going for a 1-gate expand, and I myself am just droning up and getting metabolic boost. I've accidentally left one guy on gas, or maybe I've done this intentionally to slowly work towards lair. Yeah, I'm just pulling the guy off gas now, noticing it now. It was probably an accident. Anyway, spreading my creep, going to connect my bases here, and just work on droning up for the next minute or two. I know that a 4-gate isn't coming because of this expansion, so I have a little bit of time to drone up. Here he's throwing down his extra gateways, transferring some workers, and it's going to be just as this is finishing. Pretty good transfer timing there. He's got 3 sentries and a zealot. I notice it in some of the other games, Dewtrocity really favors sentry play and enjoys using force field, and why not? It's a really strong ability. It's a very powerful mechanic, so that's all the power to him. So here he has his warp tech complete, just warping in his other things, so it is kind of like a 3-gate expand, but really he's getting these extra gates afterwards, so it's all standard so far from both players. I'm opting for the quick third because I know he's taking his second right now, and I'm droning up here, getting some heavy saturation, which is excellent, so I'll be prepared once that third spawns to transfer some of these extra workers over and begin saturating the third base right away as well. So trying to stay on top of creep spread. As well, I'm starting to produce my army, knowing that a push is likely to come soon. Typically when Protoss does Forge Fast expand, they push out around the 10-minute mark. Now I'm unfamiliar with 1-gate expand builds. I've rarely encountered this on the ladder. It's usually 1 base 4-gate all in, or Forge Fast expand. I rarely counter these kind of gateway first into expand builds. They were common a few seasons ago, so it's not an unusual build, but it's definitely something I'm not familiar with defending or dealing with properly. Just sending a scouting ling to see what's going on here, and I like that. He actually moves his army a little bit forward, which probably indicated to me, oh no, he's pushing out, but he just actually isn't. He just was doing that, and it could now potentially make me waste a lot of larva on army I don't need at this moment. That could have been intentional, which if it was, great by him, and if it wasn't, then it was a happy accident on his part. So here I am sending in a sacrificial overlord as well. I want to see what's going on. I want to make sure there's no fancy tech surprises, no hidden DTs or a hidden Stargate. So here's another overlord scouting from both directions. I want to make sure I see everything. I see the forge spinning here. I see +1 coming out. Some extra pylons going down. Gate techs, and here he's pushing out just all on gateways. Looks like 4 gateways. So here comes his push. I do have the watchtower, so I do see this coming. I'm also sending this extra scouting ling, and here I am starting to produce my lings as well. I'm now beginning roach production, so I'll be moderately prepared for this push. I have my third up and running now, and drones over here. I transfer them away, knowing that I'm likely not going to be able to defend my third in time, so I pretty much don't want to lose workers unnecessarily for nothing. So here I am, pretty much going to lose my third. He's got this proxy pylon using goddamn OP warp, negating defender's advantage completely. So it's now entirely up to me to summon all the army I can and hold against him. It also looks like I'm supply blocked at this moment, and that he is ahead of me in supply. As a Zerg, you never want to be behind in supply against a Protoss player. So here he comes. He's going to apply some pressure here. I'm just backing off a little bit, and here he's using some force fields. I'm baiting some of his force fields. I'm an excellent master baiter, and here we go, just staying on top of my injections, trying to keep my cool. Still trying to stay on top of necessary upgrades. I opt to cancel it and throw down a spire instead. Here I'm producing a lot more roaches. He could push in and crush me right now, but he probably doesn't know this. He hasn't really scouted me in a while, but here he is deciding to go now. He probably just warped in another cycle of zealots. So he's kind of baiting me out, using OP force fields, cutting half of my army off, which is completely brutal from my perspective. I'm even pulling drones off the line to help defend this push, knowing that I can't really deal with it. And just more and more force field abuse. This is the thing I hate most as a Zerg player, and pretty much the main and only reason I hate Protoss, because of force fields like this. There's nothing I can do as a defender. I can't stop this. I can't block this. It's too early for me to have burrow and tunneling claws. He's blocking my ramp here so that I can't summon in reinforcements. And yeah, I'm pretty much just going to have to put up with this. He's continuously warping in units here and rallying them to the battle. I'm now forced to pull all of my workers off the line to defend this push. And I just don't have anything to deal with this. So this game's pretty much over at this point. I am saving tremendous amounts of money and stuff like that. It's because I'm getting tons and tons of mutas. Last ditch effort to survive. If I can take out these stalkers or sentries. Force fields can't hurt mutalisks. So pretty much threw it away. I didn't build any army. I didn't have any spines or anything like that. A little disappointed in myself. I definitely played poorly in this game. I should have had a macro hatch to spend these extra minerals. It was definitely bad play on my part. Last ditch effort to see if I can defend. I know I can't, so I GG. So this is game 1. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and the finals is a series of 3 games, best of 3 anyway. We'll see how the other games go.